today's world where on social media it's really important that you quickly deliver your message, I feel like what I'm doing now is not appropriate, it's not good, no one's gonna watch it. But I also realize that I don't want to do that, which everybody else does, which is thinking that I need to get on here really quickly and I need to tell you everything that I need to tell you in less than like 5 minutes because I need to keep your attention. I'm not here to try to get your attention. I'm here to be true to myself. And truthfully, I like space within my words. I like space between the words. I don't like feeling like I need to be some sort of machine that gives you something, because truthfully you already have everything that you already need for your liberation, enlightenment, freedom, peace. This is already your true nature. So I'm not here to save you, fix you. You already are whole. It's just a matter of seeing it and feeling it and recognizing that and choosing to accept this truth about yourself versus stay in the lies of ego, stay in the stories of ego, the stories that ego creates that cause so much suffering and pain and tension within. When really this whole life could be quite peaceful even within chaos, peaceful even within depths of pain and heartbreak. Simply because we recognize the true nature of this form, of this name, of this human experience, which is not eternal. This form that you're looking at right now that is speaking these words will not be here forever. But the life force that is upholding me, that is speaking, allowing me to speak, that is supporting me to speak these words, this life force energy, this energy will be here forever. It will simply change forms. It will no longer be able to stay within this vessel, but it'll move into something else. But it will not die. It will simply change form. So I'm not here to cater to the people that want quick words, a flashy entertainer. I like being a flashy entertainer sometimes, but not in this moment. I like just sitting here drinking my tea with the cardamom and cinnamon. It's so delicious. There's this feeling around controversial topics and taboo topics, and is it even worth it, speaking my truth, speaking my opinions? Because oftentimes when we speak our opinions, then there's other people that have their opinions, and then it might start this thing where people say, well, I don't think that you're correct, I think that you're bad for thinking what you think. And then there's this natural impulse, or there's this impulse from the ego, really, to speak back, to say, well, hey, I'm going to defend my stance, I'm going to defend my opinion, and I'm going to show you that I am right because I believe I am someone that is right. And it's like, what's even the point of making a comment? It's on someone's post, because it will most likely start a debate or a discussion where two people that believe they are two separate beings now feel they need to be in a debate because they believe they are right and the other is more wrong. And it's just this like play of ridiculousness. It's nothing. It's so silly. And I also recognize maybe the people that do it, maybe why we do it, is because it's entertaining, or something, maybe, or it gets us off. It's a great distraction, maybe, but I recognize that today I felt an impulse to make a comment on someone's post, and I started writing something, and at the end of my comment I wrote something very controversial, and I was about to post it, but then I decided to not share that comment because I realized what it would stir up. It might stir up a lot, and I didn't feel to be in any sort of debate. I just felt, or any conversation or having any sort of energy directed at me, because I wasn't feeling a desire to at all reply. I kind of just felt to leave my comment, but I recognize that if I leave my comment, there will be people that want to say stuff. And I guess for myself, what I need to check is like, who is it that thinks it needs to even reply? But the post was about Christ, and it was a man sharing how he feels like spirituality, the New Age movement, yoga, meditation, sound healing, all these things are distractions from Christ consciousness. And so he's basically become a Christian, a like really dogmatic Christian that believes that anything else other than Jesus and the Christian way is not correct. It's like everybody needs to just give up their yoga, give up their practices, because Christ is really where it's at. And the only way to be in Christ, the only way to experience Christ is in this specific way that he was suggesting, which is definitely very Christian. Whereas I really do feel and believe that and sense and know that Christ is not bound to a religion. Christ consciousness is not stuck in Christianity. Christ consciousness can be in any religion. It is within all. It is everything. We just have to recognize it and choose to be willing to let it be activated within us, flourish within us, and then for us to be an embodiment of it. That's a lot to ask of a human. It's my intention. I recognize Christ's light within myself and within you and within all. And I choose to see that. And it is like a radiant sun. And I did not learn about Christ consciousness from books. I learned it from my death experience, from my near-death experience, where I experienced Christ and the love of Christ. It was definitely not bound to a religion, to a Christianity. I didn't feel like it was tied to anything like that. It was more so just Christ consciousness, pure light, pure love, pure compassion, and unconditional love and acceptance. Also incredibly blissful and beautiful and ecstatic. Christ consciousness is also something I've experienced when I've been in deep lovemaking sessions. Because some men, truly, their lingam, their cock, is truly being this wand of light, and their consciousness is moving through, and the translation of lingam is wand of light. I do believe this is the most precious thing. I mean, it's so precious to see this and to feel this in man, because there's so much projection onto man as if he's the most worst thing in the world. I'm so grateful that I got to experience the best of man, the most beautiful part of man, the most beautiful, gorgeous, softest, healing part of man. And I'm grateful that my own programming and conditioning of my stories of that men are assholes, men are the enemy, men are the problem, I'm grateful that that is falling apart, because I recognize that I've held that image of man, and that does not serve, that does not help to shift it, because I create it by holding that image, by having those thoughts, and those are not the thoughts and the images of God. That's not the thoughts that God has of man. It is the thought that ego has of man. And until we all choose to see differently, or to see in the way that Christ sees, that God sees, then we will continue seeing an enemy or a perpetrator and victims. We need to release and let crumble the side of ego, the ego stories and narrative. But first it takes a willingness to look at the construct, to look at the program, because if we cannot recognize it, if we're not willing to look at it and call it out and say, hey, look, this is obviously the ego. It's not real, it's only imagined, we are creating it. It's only coming from the creation of the ego, like that's it, from thoughts and choosing to give them attention. So, taking responsibility for what we create in the world is key. Taking 100% responsibility. The world is neutral. And ego casts its meaning on it because ego likes to make meaning of everything. When really it's neutral and it's pure perfection. It's only love. It's only one. I have to go now. I have to go to the transfer station. I have to go to Hilo. I don't have to. I choose to. I choose to go to the transfer station and get rid of some trash. I choose to go to Hilo to get myself some stuff. And I choose to go pick up some people from the airport. And I choose to enjoy it a lot. And I bless you guys. I mean, I don't bless you. I send you my blessing from my heart. And I know that you're already blessed because your heart is the most greatest gift, and that's within you. So thank you for being here, present, breathing, fully opening. And if you received anything from me today, thank you for receiving me. And if not, that's fine too. Like my video, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to see my membership sites, which I haven't uploaded anything new in more than a month, but I have over 100 membership only posts on there, and more content is coming soon. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll put the link for my membership site down below in the link description box. Ciao!